Okay, today we are playing a game on the Horizon Lunar Colony. We are playing Anna the entire way through, and there is no SR for today's game because it was a placement game, though I believe it was estimated to be in Platinum somewhere. So, but because it's a placement game, we can avoid doing video editing, because who knows what SR we could be in, dude? It probably doesn't even matter anyway. Let's just start the game. That's much too loud. There we go. That's better. So, we're standing off over here. Tried to trank the, Hanzo. Pretty optimistic to try and get him, given how far away from him we are. But he sure would have felt bad if we did get him. So Roadhog's such a sad boy, unable to take a breather. Mercy's in there. She has decided not to try and res him. And we've managed to kill, like, a whole lot of people on their team, which is nice for us. The other healer on our team is Moira, so we should be able to reasonably expect her to take care of our team while we're picking off these people. And doesn't matter who you are, like, killing people on the enemy team is, like, pretty much one of the most impactful things you can do. Now, it's very easy to over-prioritize killing people as a support, but when the other support's main healer, you've got more freedom to just kind of, like, try and kill people. Assuming, you know, they actually do heal your team, which is not always the case, but... So here, I've gone back just because we didn't get ourselves with the bio grenade, which is the ideal thing when you're, getting dove by pretty much anyone as Anna, is to get yourself and them with the bio grenade. We're just, like, slightly too high off the ground to get it at the time. Because if you can get the heal on yourself and the grenade on the other person, it is very hard for them to kill you. But... if it's a flanker, usually just getting them with it is enough to make them back off, though not always. So we managed to get the Hanzo this time. We jumped off, got a little excited trying to kill the guy, and now we're down here. Fortunately, the enemy team are not really in anywhere around us, so we don't have to worry about it that badly. Very ambitious to try and get the Mercy with these abilities, but if you do manage to trank the Mercy, she'd probably just, like, uninstall the game right there, so a respectable dream as far as I'm concerned. We have been focusing doing damage to the enemy team a lot during this section of the game so far, but because the healer's Moira, I'm not really that bothered about it. But if the other healer is like Lucio or even Batista, like, you might have to worry about it a little bit more. Well, if it's like Lucio or Zenyatta, you will have to worry about healing your team more, but hey, it's a Moira. Moira's dead now, so we've got no such luxury of relying on her to heal people now. Oh god, Orisa. Oh, she's just getting pushed around all over the place, Jesus Christ. But she's getting away, so that's the important thing. So now we know there's a Pharah. We do have an obligation as Anna to try and deal with the Pharah as well, unfortunately. We didn't know this was happening behind us. Reinhardt ulted, which presumably we would have heard if I had this ear on. Hold on. Is that what Reinhardt sounds like in Spanish? Damn, that is way less clear that it's happened. Holy shit. Damn, his Spanish voice line is, like, nowhere near as good as the as the English voice line for, like, he's way quieter, is basically the gist of it, which is very upsetting to me. So, a Reaper's after us. We did manage to get him there with that, it looks like, so that's nice. Mercy's coming after us right now. We've ended up in a real awkward spot. So, it all started going downhill, like, way back here. So, let's go back and reassess. So, we're dealing with them, trying to keep D.Va alive. That's great. Unfortunately, like, D.Va at this point is pretty much fine, because she's only really getting harassed by Bridget right now. Pharah's nearby as well, but if D.Va manages to lose her mech to Pharah and Bridget, like, that D.Va fucked up pretty bad, to be honest with you. And fighting is happening on the point right now, so they are actually more important than D.Va at this point. Just because D.Va should be able to deal with that situation by herself, hopefully. So we could have come over here to start helping sooner. How Pharah didn't notice us, we may never know. We are currently trying to kill Pharah over making sure Orisa stays alive. Orisa's more important at that moment in time, though we do have an obligation to try and get the Pharah as well. Did we walk into Reaper when we did this? Here he comes. Not really. I was gonna, you know, we do want to get him with it. I was just like, if we walking into Reaper, that's asking for trouble as well. He's definitely upset about that one, though, no doubt. And Mercy is, like, really upsetting to fight as a lot of heroes, to be honest with you. And Reaper's just, you know, life is hard like this. Pretty much we could have, like, rotated to the point to be helping sooner rather than focusing on the D.Va for as long as we could. And could have prioritized D.Va more over trying to kill the Pharah right there, but by all accounts by that point the fight was going pretty badly regardless, so it was unlikely to have made a massive difference. Unfortunately, we don't really have anybody great on our team to nano boost. Pretty much like Orisa. I was gonna say Orisa using Coalescence. Moira using Coalescence is pretty much the best combo we've got right now, outside of like just nanoing Orisa or D.Va, both of whom are like consistently fine to nano boost. Unfortunately, we don't have like a Genji or anything on the team. So, Pharah's up to no good, Pharah's dead. We are, again, like, really prioritizing doing damage to people right now. Did we see Orisa, like, a second ago? No. I mean, we're trying to get her right there. Orisa was full health, and then she got barraged, so that's fair enough. D.Va's gotten herself into an unfortunate situation, but she's managed to get out through close to no fault of her own. But she did get out with her mech, and that's the important thing, I suppose. So we do have nano boost built up, that's nice. Yeah, whatever. Fuck voice chat. I hate voice chat. I'm also toxic, so I find it best for me, personally, not to interact with the team too much, because I'm the problem, and I recognize that. So Hanzo was a pretty good ult from Hanzo, and he managed to separate the enemy team with the Dragon Strike. And yeah, we got like double tapped with Pharah, basically. We didn't see her. I did see the rocket trail go past there, but like we didn't really see her. Just gotta like be careful about being in scope too much because of things like that, pretty much. But we were like focusing on healing people at the time. Moira just changed to Zenyatta, so we do have to worry about healing people more now because we can't rely on the other healer nearly as much. Things are not going well right now, though, as we may observe, so we just have to go on touch the point, you know. It's that phase of the game where you gotta go touch it even though you really don't want to be touching it. So, anyway, it could have gone better, but to be honest with you, that's more or less the Horizon experience right there. We did know they have a Pharah. We did know... I'm having a stroke. We knew at the time they had a Pharah, so we do have to be careful of, like, paying attention to the other doorways in case something like that happens to us, because Pharah is likely to pop out the doorway we're not looking at, especially, like, on Horizon. She could just go left while the rest of her team goes right, and then we can be getting shot from over there, so we do have to be careful about that. This is the thing with, like, scoped heroes in general, is I always try to avoid using the scope as much as possible, just because of how much it restricts your vision. Which, admittedly, for Ana, is not always the best thing to do, given its projectile weapon when you're not looking through the scope. Ana's gun is so fucking weird, dude. Like, it's projectile unscoped, hit scan scoped. Isn't that just kind of fucked up to think about? It fucks me up to think about sometimes. Because what about it exactly, what exactly about Ana's rifle increases the velocity of the projectile when she's scoped? To be fair, I guess Widow's charges up power while she's looking down the scope, right? So, I'm going back here because I'm trying to figure out if Widow's still low behind us. She definitely is, because Mercy's over there. So, like, Widow is also, like, needs healing behind us right now. Not urgently, but we even saw her, like, there dip into critical health, and we haven't healed her yet. Mercy's, in fact, beaten us to it, even though we've been stood next to Widow the entire time. So, gotta look at the whole screen. So we're not in a great spot right now because our team are advancing up onto the high ground without us, so now we can't see them if they keep fighting up there. really optimistic use of the grenade. I would not have gone for that one personally. So we need to, like, go up there with them pretty much right now, because they're showing no interest in getting down right now. And we can't see them from over here. So Mercy is like solo healing, basically. We did yell for someone, well, not yell, but we did ask someone to come over to the ledge so that we could see them, but people ain't gonna listen to you. We are actually calling out that we just dropped Orisa really low, and she was purple, which was true, but tragically no one was really in position to capitalize on it, or they just weren't listening, either or, but it is good that we made the call regardless. It's just really hard for us to see shit down here. We could now go up the staircase on the left-hand side. Like, we can see the whole catwalk area above us is, like, pretty much uncontested right now. Like, nobody up there is getting dove on or anything, so we could be up there perfectly fine. We would have to remove ourselves from the fight for a little bit to get up there, which is the unfortunate thing about Ana, is that you have to do that sometimes, but we are having limited impact down here during most of this. And now we're just like, oh fuck, how do I get in? I guess I'm just gonna, like, walk right over here. We could have, like, taken the time to go up one of the stairways onto the high ground earlier during this fight and just been in a way better position than we were. Because overall, it didn't feel like we had a massive impact in this happening right here. We did nano boost the Farah, which was nice for her, but I feel like our impact... Oh god, what is that? Oh, some bit of plastic, Jesus Christ. I feel like we had very limited impact over during that whole event right there, leading up to the capturing of the first checkpoint. Anyway, we captured the first checkpoint, that's the important thing. We've got plenty of time to try and capture the second checkpoint. Widow just got a pick on Ash. Ball is in there, like, getting real fucked up right now. I've gone back right now because even though Ball's getting fucked up, Farah's actually more fucked up right now because she's currently on fire and the orb's coming towards her. And Mercy doesn't know because she's still damage boosting her, and she is currently looking at Hammond right now. So she doesn't suspect a damn thing. So even though that's happening out there, I'm actually more concerned for Farah right now than I am for Hammond. And Farah does end up dying behind us. We managed to get Hammond out alive, which is nice, and Widow managed to raise Farah, which is great. That'd be great, wouldn't it? No, Mercy managed to res Farah, so it ends up not mattering in the long run. But I was actually more concerned about Farah, just because I'm like, Mercy is not paying attention to the person that she's tethered to. So they're way fucking in right now, and we're making our way across the catwalk. A little scary to like push over this way, because now we're like really close to the staircase that leads up to us. So somebody can just like do exactly this, and then they're right next to us, you know? It turns out to be Ash, who is not super scary if she pops out next to you, but all the same. Just staying over near the doorway on the catwalk there is better until your team like really starts to gain control of the point. Then you have more freedom to move out, but until then, like, just standing near the doorway is better so you can use it as cover, and you're not so close to the enemy spawn if somebody starts pushing out. The whole right catwalk in general is just, like, so scary as an attacker or a defender. Like, it's so scary to stand up there regardless of team that you're on. Like, it's some of the worst high ground in the game, which is really depressing to think about, that you can have bad high ground, right? Like, compared to good old left catwalk, oh my god, just doesn't even compare. So we've nano boosted the Hammond. The Hammond wasn't in a great position to really capitalize on the nano boost. I would have rather waited until he was about to engage the fight, or was engaging the fight, rather than when he's, like, not really made moves yet. And this is just a general thing with nano boosting tanks as Ana, is you want to wait until the tank is initiating / has initiated. Rather than, like, before they've done anything at all, nano boosting them, like, go in now, dude. Like, let them engage first and then do it. So I went back to see who we tried to trank. We just tried to get somebody as they were knocked up by Hammond, which is one of the easier times to try and hit someone with the dart, to be fair. So that's fine. Oh god, Mercy's so brave. Oh my god, such a brave woman. We did manage to trank the Reinhardt, and then he got hit by the Riptire before he woke up. Don't bother, like, trying to go over and heal somebody when they're, like, that out of the way. Like, he is not making shit easy. Like, just let him get a health kit or something. Worry about the rest of the team who are still out there at the time. What the fuck did he just say? I'm just listening to Batista's voice line right now, sorry. So, apparently, in Spanish, when he ults, he goes at the start of it first, before he says anything, which is a very interesting thing to do. See, just as I foretold earlier with standing next to that doorway, Reaper comes around the corner, and that is way scarier than Ash coming around the corner. That catwalk's just so scary to stand on. I'd almost rather stand, like, in the main entrance, just, like, a little bit further back than stand on that catwalk a lot of the time, to be honest. As the attacking team, anyway. You don't get to do that as the defending team, obviously. It's just, like, shit like that. It's so easy to have happen to you. And there's just no cover-up on that catwalk, except for, like, right next to the defender's side. So we nano boost the Hammond right there. Again, I'm not really excited to do it right then. I'd rather wait until he's actually in there or about to go in there. We did actually manage to get her with that dart, which is pretty impressive by all accounts. We do go for some pretty overly optimistic sleep darts. Like, we use it, like, really frequently. That's fair enough. Like, he was in a fairly decent shot to try and get. We have jumped down into, like, a really scary spot, standing on top of the Moon Rover. It's a little bit scary. Roadhog is pushing us away with Whole Hog right now, so I guess we'll be disengaging. But as I was making a point, overall we've gone for some fairly overly optimistic sleep darts. Like, it's a really hard projectile to hit, and we've, like, chucked it at, like, a lot of people while they've had their barriers up as well, just kind of, like, hoping shit happens. Not a lot of the times, but a couple of times we've done that, which is not great either. It's just, like, it's one of those abilities that's so hard to land that, like, it pays to be very deliberate with how you use it a lot of the time. Especially since, like, it's your only defense. Well, it's not your only defense. It's your, like, best defense if, like, scary people get on you, pretty much. Someone on, like, the Reddit thread that this video was attached to did mention the sleeve darts. And to be honest with you, they weren't as bad as I expected it to be from reading that. So Reaper was behind us, was he? Where was Reaper? Did he just, like, walk around this corner at us? Pretty much, it looks like. Do we see him on the kill cam? No, we skipped it. Where was Reaper? Because I feel like we saw him, but then, like, I don't know where he came from right there. Maybe I'm stupid. That's entirely possible. We do nano boost the Reinhardt right there. That one's pretty much fair enough. No, we don't see the Reaper. We're just, like, moving in to try and see people around this beam, and, like, Reaper pops out next to us. I didn't see him. Maybe I'm blind, but I was actively looking for him, and I didn't see him. So, you know. We've changed to Lucio now to try and get back there faster. Just as you do. Are we gonna make it back? Oh. We managed to get back. Yeah, great job. Yeah, try and push her away. I actually don't want to push her away right now, though, because she's actually really close to being dead. So us pushing her away just puts her further away from the people that, like, are, like, Reinhardt, right? But Reinhardt got her in the end regardless, because she came back to touch the point, but the, pushing her back did make it a little harder. So we hold Amp It Up here for a really long time. Like, that boy needed healing way ahead of that. And we use Amp It Up, like, when it is too late to actually save him. Which we should have done. We're not, like, switching back and forth between oh fuck, we walked into that one. We weren't switching back and forth between speed and, healing, much either, which, you know, we've all seen the DSP Stanky videos, right? Like, you want to try and get as much benefit of, like, both auras as you can during a fight. Unfortunately, with Horizon, the point is, like, not great for Lucio. Like, there isn't a lot of geometry for you to wall ride her on or anything, which is sad, but, you know, the unfortunate thing about some of the points on the map. We could have tried to use the, girders that were around a little bit more, but it's one of those points that's just hard to get much value out of with Lucio's movement, sadly. Dude, I have not watched an Atop the Fourth Wall video in legitimately, like, 7 years or some shit. And YouTube is like, do you think you might want to suddenly, though? No, not really, actually. Super Eye Patch Wolf is, like, pretty good, and I watched, like, 3 of his videos, so obviously YouTube's like, yeah, man, you're all about that, right? Also, I haven't watched The Angry Video Game Nerd in, like, years, either. Like, I watch other stuff on Cinemassacre, but that one specifically haven't done much watching. 10 cheap and lazy gunpla hacks. Sure, man, whatever. And I'm a big fan of Day 9. So, great job, YouTube. Like, more or less things I care about. Well, I like Rooster Teeth. It's hard to not like Rooster Teeth. They do so much shit. Like, you can probably find something you can like. Anyway, so, overarching thing. I just noticed, like, a part of the green screen that isn't, aligned properly. Sorry. Right there. Like, some of the tape. Goddamn. Anyway. Well, I'm super easily distracted. So, I can't say anything, like, stood out more than, like, anything stands out super in my mind. Like, overall, like, pretty good play. I guess be careful about worrying about, damage so much, because if the other healer isn't, like, Moira, then, like, it's gonna be harder for you to focus on doing damage so much. So, be careful of, like, prioritizing damage too much, but, other than that, like, not too much stood out, honestly. I guess we didn't get a huge amount of value out of Nano Boost, but our team comp wasn't great for Nano Boost either, which is always going to make it a little bit difficult regardless, you know? Yeah, overall, like, by all accounts, a pretty good Ana game overall. Certainly better than the average Platinum Ana, I would say. And we killed like 3 people right at the start of the game, which is always going to feel good as Ana, and bad for the enemy team that died to the Ana. So thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us. I've started streaming on Twitch Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 8 p.m. EST till midnight EST. There's a link to the channel in the description. And if you managed to make it all the way through the video and somehow still enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more content of middling quality in the future. And I hope you found the video helpful.